Hey guys, welcome back to another regular Wednesday night interview. Today I actually have a very different sort of an interview. I'm getting kind of sick of only talking about government overreach and C-19. And so today I actually have a more of a human interest story, something that has fascinated me on my backup Instagram channel. I stumbled across this Instagram account. She has more than 5,000 followers and it's continuing to soar. She is a young mum, and her story is one pretty much that you see on those shows like 16 and Pregnant, only I think she has a nice little twist on it. And I want you all to meet the lovely Indee Larsen. Before I put her on, I'm just going to read you the regular Bible verse that I do before I interview people. Today's Bible verse comes from the book of John, Chapter 14, verse 1, very simple. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. Okay, everyone, please welcome the lovely 19-year-old Indee Larsen. Hello.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on. I know that it can be hard to do interviews sometimes because of the time difference, and so this is the time that we were able to agree upon. So thrilled to have you.
We're making it work.
We are. Well, I don't really want to speak on your behalf. Can you just sort of like tell us what happened in terms of, I don't mean that in the way, sorry. Can you tell us what your story? I didn't mean it like that.
No,
obviously you can tell I'm a positive chick, but like you do have a situation. You also are a Christian is what I got from. Are you?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wasn't.
I'm like,
you're getting there. Because
yeah.
I heard you say you were going to church in one of your little stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting there. Okay. No. Okay. So I don't mean it just because you're not a Christian doesn't make you a bad person, but I wasn't sure. But when a young girl has parents and the parents want what's best for them, usually a sexual indiscretion is perceived as the end of the world. But in your case, you made it work and you turned it into such a positive story. So I'd love you to just sort of tell me like how you met your boyfriend at the time, what happened, and just the roller coaster ride of that. Please take the floor.
Oh, I get what you're meaning, like the religion and that type of sin, they'd call it, was super, super hard. But I met my husband when I was a sophomore in high school. So what is that?
That'd be for Aussies, that'd be year 7 and year 8.
Yeah.
Grade 6, year 7, year 8. Yeah.
Yes. And we played each other in basketball. Our schools did. We were both into sports, athletic. You could call us like more of just people knew us, right? We were playing basketball, playing sports, and we had lots of friends, and just we were dating each other from different schools. So we hang out all the time. But we were dating for about, a year and a half. So I got pregnant with his baby right before my senior year. So we dated for 2-3-ish years before I found out I was pregnant. And yeah, honestly, it was just like a huge secret. Nobody knew we were sexually active at all. And I would say it really is because of that religion that it's just like, you don't do it and you don't tell anyone. So
for sure.
Yeah, we got pregnant right before my senior year of high school. So I didn't get to play basketball. I missed out on a ton. I graduated online.
You graduated though?
Yes, got my high school graduation. But yeah, before I just keep blabbering, do you want to ask me questions, or just want me to tell the story?
I'm happy to. I mean, I'm happy either way. It's your story, so I just didn't want to like intrude too much. So, when you found out that you were pregnant, what was that moment?
Yeah. So, I was just late for my period. I'll be super honest on here.
No TMIs here. Please go.
Okay, good. But I was actually at my house, my parents' house. And it had been like a week probably that I was late. And I was just like dying. I was like, okay, I can't wait longer to just like kind of assume, but you didn't really know, So I was in this state of just like there's no way I could be pregnant. I don't know. Like, what should I do? And so I finally went and bought 2 pregnancy tests. And it's funny because I took them in my bathroom downstairs on a Sunday evening, and we just got home from church, and like it was just all this craziness and like so many emotions. But I took them, and the first one was positive, and I just was like, I didn't really, I couldn't cry, I couldn't laugh, I couldn't be mad. I was just
Oh,
like,
you were kind of numb, it sounds.
yes, yeah. I was like, I was in denial too. I was like, this could never happen to me. And so I was like, okay, I'll take the next one. It's going to be negative. It's, I was just,
it's a false positive. Like,
right. That's what I literally, you'll laugh when I tell you the rest of this part, but
okay.
I took my second test and it was positive again. And then I was like, I was just like shaken up. But I was also still like, I need a doctor to tell me that I'm pregnant. I do not believe these tests that you can
For
take.
sure.
So at this time, my husband, his name's Braden, just so you guys know.
Okay.
Braden knew that I was late. He knew that I was going to take the test. So I was super open with him, thankfully. And I think that having that 2-year relationship helped that a ton. It's not like it was a one-night stand or anything.
No.
So yeah, I called the doctor the next morning. Actually, I went into just like the urgent care and had them test my blood. And so, yeah, I was in such denial. I lied to my parents, went with a friend, and I was in the whole day. That was probably like one of the worst days of my whole entire life because I was just like, laugh about it now. But I was just like scared, like chewing my fingernails off, shaking, just terrified and scared. And I just didn't want to be like the disappointment, but I went to the urgent care, got my blood tested. I hate needles, so that was even worse. And then I had to wait, like they send you your results in an email. So I had to wait like almost that whole day just sitting and waiting because I was no way, and so yeah, I got the results through email, and that's when I was like, holy crap, what am I gonna do? So that's my finding out part.
Okay. And so when you found out and once it had all processed, who did you tell first, your mum, your dad, or your now husband?
Yeah, so
because obviously your best friend knew as well.
Yeah, so my friend knew, and then I called my husband. He was the first person I called, and he texted me actually because we knew the results were coming, and he said, "Call me if it's bad news. Text me if it's good news." So I can
good news means no child.
Yeah.
That's such a horrible thing to say.
I know. It really is. I can assume the crazy feelings he saw when he saw my name pop that I was calling him.
Okay. Yeah.
But we just cried for a few minutes and basically kind of brainstormed like, okay, are we going to tell our parents? Are we going to tell anyone? Are we going to, just all of the questions that come to your mind. And this is the worst feeling ever, but I thought about abortion, and it was.
I was gonna be my next question. So that was a thought.
Yeah. It sure was, and
were you thought of it, or did he say it first, or were you encouraging each other for it, or was it just sort of eggshell traded upon?
Eggshell for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's just get rid of it. Yeah.
Right. And it was. I realized so quickly that was so selfish, and I was doing it for to play a year of basketball. So I quickly diminished that thought, and we decided to call our older sisters. I don't really know why. I think we just had a close relationship.
That's still cute. Yeah, that's lovely. It's not a bad thing. Yeah.
And mine especially, I just felt like wouldn't judge me as much. She wasn't as Christian as the rest of my family, or I don't know if you guys know the term like Mormon, but
I know what a Mormon is. Yeah,
yeah.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So
Are
that's
you guys Mormon?
yes, that's our religion.
Oh no. Okay. No, sorry. I don't mean it like that.
Wow, I get it. Just
There
kidding.
you go. I have a prejudice right there. Anyway, not that I hate Mormons, I don't, but like that was clearly a prejudice that just came out in me. You're bringing it all out. You're bringing out these raw emotions. Your family's Mormon. Okay, so you're not. I mean, Christian.
It's a part of Christianity, but not.
I know. I'm not going to get into the debate of that for sure. I know that you guys are under that umbrella, but the doctrine is quite different. But anyway, okay. So your sister is not as Mormon as the rest of your family. That's where we landed.
She's not at all. So I felt comfortable because I don't know. I wasn't going to get judged as much. She wasn't my mom. She wasn't going to freak out on me. And so I called her. And Braden called his sister, oldest sister.
So cute, yeah.
Yeah, and my conversation with her was more like, I have something really bad to tell you. And she was so good. I just said, I'm pregnant. I was 4 weeks pregnant, the test said. So 4 weeks pregnant.
The test show that? Test show how far along you are?
Yeah, the blood one.
Okay. Oh, the blood ones. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the blood. Yeah. And so it's kind of a blur, that conversation. But honestly, she helped me feel better about talking to my mom and dad, and kind of brought my mind together that was probably the best option. Yeah. So, and then she just said, like, it's going to be okay. Mom and dad are still going to love you. And just kind of told me the things I needed to hear in that craziness.
Oh, good big sister.
Yeah. I'm so thankful for her. But yeah. And that's when I actually got in the car, left my friend's house, and started driving back home. So.
Okay. And so, being Mormon though, I don't think a true Mormon would say abort it. I would think that a true Mormon's reaction or response would be, well, this is a blessing in disguise. Don't have an abortion, because they're all pro-life, right? So what was the conversation that then took place with mom and dad?
I remember mentioning abortion one time to my mom, and she immediately said, something like, that's not something we'd ever do.
Good on her. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, you're right. It's not. So my parents, no doubt, like, I know they didn't have complete control over me, but they were like, if you're not going to keep it, we're going to give your baby up for adoption. We're not just going to abort it. So I'm grateful for that too, because yeah, I cannot imagine. I knew I could never, ever do that and live with myself.
I'd be the same.
Would have went through with that, but just the shock and it was the easy way out, and that's super, super selfish. So I'm so glad I did not do that.
And so your husband's family, are they Mormon as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So did they share similar reactions?
Yes, they did.
From his story? Yep. That's so good. This was all meant to be, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
It was. And is he super, super happy to be a dad? Is he so does he love this boy more than anything in the world?
Yeah, he's the best dad ever.
That's so good.
I have the funnest relationship, so.
That's good. And how quickly was the wedding upon realizing what was taking place and what your new world was going to be?
Found out August 1st, 2019. I got engaged October, it was just last week, 2 years ago. So October, 2 years ago. And then I planned a wedding in a month's time. So I got married November 23rd, 2019.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's I love this. And I wanted to touch on something that you probably don't necessarily expect me to, but I'm just curious. Have you been vaccinated? With C19, any of that? Because
no, but I'm planning on it.
Maybe you should wait until you have, and I shouldn't say this out loud, but maybe you should wait until you have more kids because they're talking about sterility problems and fertility problems. Does that worry you? Do you want more kids?
Yes, I do, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Because that stuff worries me. I'm in my 30s and I'm purposely not getting it just in case
yeah,
it will hinder my chances for when
I
God
do
blesses me with
feel
that.
comfortable waiting just till they get more in. I feel like it's so brand new, and I feel like more things
Exactly.
to happen. And so I do see myself getting a vaccination, but when they know more about which
Sure.
vaccine is best, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought I'd ask because one of your Instagram stories, I'm not saying you've done anything wrong. You haven't. You haven't, according to social convention.
Yeah.
But your boy had all his shots, right? Like rubella or tetanus or whatever it is that the baby's 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
He's two.
But
He's two.
he's 1.5.
He's 1.5. What are the
Yeah.
shots that they give at 1.5? Which I'm assuming we've all had in our younger years, anyway.
Yeah. So he had the flu shot,
Oh yeah,
hepatitis B
that's right.
shot, and I'm trying to think. I think the other one was
Chickenpox.
no. He already had that one. Actually, there was only 2 this time.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
And what's it like? What's it like as a mom seeing your little kid get like needles in his arms?
It's really sad, but I also
Yeah.
I know that like
Poor
doctors
darling.
for years and years would not recommend them if they're not gonna be helpful. And I make sure I figure out all the side effects, good and bad things about them before I decide. And I just go with my gut too. You'll know when
Sure.
you're like
God, I hope so. Yeah.
yeah. You'll know if it's like
Because a lot of people claim that there is, and again, I don't want to get too into this. This is just something that popped into my head, that autism is a side effect, and so that's worth being worried about, I suppose. That wouldn't be my reason to not be vaccinated. I don't think that there's enough there. Plus, I haven't read enough on it. But if I had kids, I probably wouldn't want to be party to a system that uses aborted fetal tissues in vaccinations, and that's more my reason because I'm staunchly pro-life.
yeah.
But yeah, but that's with so that's what bothers me. But yeah, okay. So how's life been now? Like, is being a mum what you expected, or is it better, worse, or a bit of both?
I think both. I think the good times are like way better than I thought they'd be. And I think the hard times are way harder than I thought they'd be too. I think the hardest part about becoming a mom was just the adjustment of you can't be selfish anymore. It's not really an option, right? You have to put this human that is helpless before you. And I think just realizing that I was the only 17-year-old at the time that was having to do this,
Yeah, that was so hard.
Babies are hard. 100% marriage is hard. Whatever you're doing as a family is hard. But when you're the only one in your age group doing it, I think it makes it a little harder. And that was hard for me. I just was pregnant, had a baby. My body was not the same as my 17-year-old body was. It was not the same as my friends. That was something I had a really hard time with. And then I was home watching my baby, and thankfully my husband had a good enough job. I didn't have to worry about leaving him to take care of that. Scared the crap out of me. But I was home every day with him. I wouldn't leave the house much, and I definitely fell into like postpartum depression, and
I'm sorry. Yeah.
just really hard to see everyone around you going to college. It was summer right when he was born. It was March, so almost summer. And everyone was just living it up their summer right after senior year. And it was just so hard to be stuck inside with this brand new newborn. As a 17-year-old, I guess I was 18. I turned 18 right after Lake was born. So,
Oh wow.
but yeah, I had some really, really hard times when he was born, and I think I just have gradually gotten the hang of it, and it's been really good. I've just gotten the hang of it. I love being a mom, and he's now a toddler, so it's it's really fun. He's in such a fun stage right now.
That's so good. Do you feel like what was your life going to be in your head had you not had, what's your son's name?
Lake.
Lake. That's a cool
Yep.
name. I like that. So that was a really cool name. So had you not have had Lake and you had just continued on life as per normal, what would have been your career choices, and when do you think motherhood would have entered your life?
Yeah, so
Because Mormons are quite well known for getting married young anyway. Like you might have ended up just doing it at 24 or something. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and 24 is old to me.
Jeez, I must be ancient then.
No, like getting married, 24 is a good age around here. Just kidding. It really is though. Okay, but I was pretty good at basketball.
Scholarship?
I
Basketball scholarship?
really think that I would have played college basketball. So
Nice.
both my older sisters played in a college in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. And so I kind of had my eye on that. It would have been cool to have all my sisters go there. I have three sisters.
Yeah.
They all play basketball. So I had college basketball in mind 100%. And that's what my senior year was going to be all about, right? I send people videos. I'm talking to colleges. I'm going to their campuses and learning and seeing what feels right to me and what scholarship I want to take. And so basketball was like me. Like
Sounds it.
I was really good at it. People loved watching. And that's one of the hardest things my senior year to give up was my basketball. And then obviously the college scholarship that I thought I would have a lot of options to pick from. And then I suddenly had zero. So that was really hard.
It would have been.
But yeah, I think I would have went and played college basketball, hopefully at a 4-year school. And then for a degree, I honestly think that I wanted to be like a dental hygienist. Stuff with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I really wanted to do that for a while. But now that I just haven't yet, I don't think I will.
Maybe you can reintroduce basketball at the capacity of a coach.
Yeah.
Or something.
I definitely love that. And
for kiddies. Yeah.
Ball and stuff like that. So it's really fun. But yeah, so that was kind of my thoughts. And I really did love my boyfriend at the time.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you still do. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did see myself marrying him after the 2 years we were dating before we got pregnant. And so I think we both would have maybe went our separate ways for college, but still would have dated, or maybe went to the same college, but I saw him in my future as well. So thankfully I did. And he still is here after the baby and everything. But yeah.
Do you realize that your scenario, your situation is like one of the happy ending stories? There's so many guys don't end up following through. They don't want to be dads. And the only good, not only good, but one of the goods that I see in getting pregnant accidentally, young or whatever, is that it forces men to be men.
Yeah.
It makes them better men, better lovers, better fathers, better in all their relationships. It just makes them better. And and he stood up. He didn't abandon you. Yeah. I
really feel bad for those who get pregnant young and just don't have the foundation of a relationship. It makes me so sad. And that's kind of where I share my story, is like to give people hope that if you're a teen mom, like it can work out for you. And it's all dependent on how you look at it and your choices, you know?
For sure.
I think even if my son's dad wasn't in the picture, I would have done my best to get my feet on the ground and just be a single mom and love it. But he has been the best dad, the best husband. And I always think about, like, I was talking to my dad about this the other week, but like Braden is growing and being a man this way instead of going to college and having roommates.
Exactly.
Or just, you know,
I see that.
Yeah, he's learning way different than any other guys his age. And they're learning in different ways too, right? We have to be our very first roommates as a married couple. We didn't get to experience roommates we hate, so it was hard. Marriage was
you get to have grown-up fun.
Yeah. Our marriage was definitely hard at first, but we both have grown a lot together, and it's worked out. So I'm so grateful for him.
It's just some of the things I discuss on my channel for the longest time have been how men aren't men, and they are selfish. And I'm not just talking about men. Women today don't want to have babies, and then by the time that they realize that they do want it, they've been brainwashed into this feminist agenda, and it's like they're 40 something, and then now I think I do want to have kids. By that stage, it's I mean, it's still possible, but it's harder. It's almost too late. Good for you if you get there, but it's sad to me that we're indoctrinated into this agenda that is very anti-natal, anti-children, anti all of that. And so when people accidentally get pregnant, whilst there is that slight biblical right and wrong that goes into your head, like, oh, they had, you do that a little bit, but then you're like, no, it's good because it's forcing a good situation to coming into being. Is that something that you've ever thought about?
Honestly,
all of the above.
yeah I think that like I see a lot of people, they're selfish for so many years, just like you said, and I don't know, everyone has different beliefs. I'm really not like this is the only right way. I'm not friends with you if you're not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So agree with that.
But I do agree that like we're meant to bring children onto this earth, and it's such a blessing to be a mom. And when people don't want to be a mom, I feel sad for them because they'll never experience the love of being a mom. And just things like that. And I think that a lot of our generation right now is traveling and boyfriend and just being more selfish. But I also think that there's years for that you should be doing those things.
Absolutely agree.
To grow and to lead up to motherhood. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And what are your relationships like right now with all your sisters and your mum and dad? Is it all still
it's really
perfect?
Good to have they're so supportive. My parents, at the very, very first, my dad was the most supportive. He came home from work right when he found out and just gave me a hug and told me it was going to be okay. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I just bawled.
Oh, you poor darling. You've been through it.
For sure. Then my dad, I would say it probably took her about 2 weeks to come around and be like herself and be like my mom again, which at all. But so, and we just have grown so much closer since then. They are obsessed with Lake. Are
they such amazing grandparents? Is it good seeing them at that capacity?
They totally are. They're the best. They're so much help, and they just love to hang out with him. They call him on FaceTime like every day at least once.
That's so cute.
Yeah, they are in love with him, and same with my sisters. They're so helpful. I was thinking about like people who have family members that don't help out with their kids or want to help out with their kids. Like, that's not mine. Mine just love it. So I'm so grateful, and they have a great relationship.
He's everyone's plaything.
Yes.
Like, he's everyone's baby at the moment because he's the first grandchild. Yeah.
First.
That's so nice.
One to make them aunts. So yeah, they're obsessed, and great relationship with Braden for sure too. So it's
and where really are you? Where are you in the sibling list? Are you the third? Are you the second youngest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So then below you, there's one more sister.
Yep.
Is she still in high school? Or is she in college?
She's a freshman.
She's a freshman.
With me. Yeah, and then I have one who graduated college, and she's 24, and then actually she might be 25 now. She's 24, 25, and then my sister right above me is 23, and she's about to graduate from graduate from college. Sorry.
What's she majoring in?
She's gonna be a guidance counselor.
Oh, lovely. That's good. And the elder one?
She graduated in marketing.
Oh, marketing. Okay, so all accomplished young ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you have grandparents?
Yes.
And what is that like? What was that ever an issue, or is that are they like super excited being great grandparents?
It was never an issue. It really wasn't. I think my family is the best in the world because
It sounds like they're pretty awesome.
all of them were so supportive and so excited. And I mean, some of them were sad for me and cried for me. And some of them were
Of
like,
course.
why are you crying? This is the best thing ever. Like, just all different reactions, but they were all positive and good. And yeah, my great grand, not my grand, Lake's great grandparents, my mom's parents were kind of the saving grace, just like my dad was, who just hugged me and said, "You're awesome. Nobody looks at you differently around here, and we love you." So they were amazing. Everyone else was just so supportive, and we all still have great relationships that way, which I'm super grateful for because, yeah, just our beliefs and people around us believe, like it can be really hard to want to still have a good relationship with someone who people look down upon at the time.
Absolutely, yeah. So in terms of being a Mormon, did you get married and sealed in the temple and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so we got married November 23rd, and then we had to wait a year to get sealed in the temple, but we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And did anything happen with the church regarding sexual indiscretion or whatever, however you want to put it, like?
Yeah, we definitely had to go through a process of just like certain things, but they were, for the most part, really like the church was. The thing about church for me is there's church and then there's culture of the church.
Okay, yes, yeah. Go ahead. This is interesting. Yeah.
And I mean, the culture is people are going to judge the crap out of me because I was having sex in high school before I was married, which is that's what I don't agree about, is when we are judging and looking down upon. Like, that's not what we're meant to do. We're supposed to love and forgive. And so that was really hard.
And also it's not their business. But anyway, so I can go.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's kind of what was really hard for me at the time, is some of the people who were in my ward or my high school friends, they were the ones that were looking down upon me and not really being there for me. So it was really hard. But as far as my relationship with church and God and everything, I mean, it took a second, but it worked out really well. And yeah, there was nothing really wrong that way.
You paid your dues, so to speak, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're still embraced by the church, and
yep.
Yeah, but church and God is two separate things. I think that's something I need to say out loud as a non-Mormon, but still as very much a non-denominational Christian. Your relationship with God is one-on-one, and now that you're in a relationship, it's you are one, so it's between you, your husband, and God. Mm-hmm. And church culture is different. Sure, be there to guide someone, and if you have to give a little lecture, at least because that's your initial reaction, do that too. But then everything after that, it should just be, yeah, you're right, love and support and whatever. Like, you don't need to be made to feel worse about something that well and good is what is sin and what is not sin. Like, you don't need that. You don't need that reinstated. Like,
yeah,
God, it is forgiven. It is already forgiven.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I love your story. Okay, so now you have an Instagram and you have made your story public. What is your personal reasons for doing that? I mean, I think I already know, but I think it's a good question to ask.
Yeah. Honestly, just because I can freely talk about it now, 2 years later, but it was so hard to kind of come out of my shell. So Lake was about 3 months old when I kind of started being social again. I showed my face on social media for the first time in forever. And it helped me a ton. I actually started an online business, and we just launched in Australia, which is so cool.
What? Yeah.
That you reached out to me right when this was happening.
Yeah, there's no coincidences.
right? um, so I started this online business through Monet. It's a beauty company. I just share products that I love with people around me. And it brought me out of my shell. It made me want to share. It made me want to connect with people online. And honestly, just the business that I'm in, it's all about helping people with their confidence and helping people financially and just be able to work from anywhere. So I just had this love for helping at the time. And it kind of made me, okay, like, how do I want to be viewed on social media? And that's when I started to share my story. At first, I think it was kind of like Indee's on Instagram. We all know she's a mom, because at the time I just friends that were surrounded me. But then I started openly talking about it and crying on Instagram. I was like, who am I? This is weird. But I started to get so much love back from strangers. I was like,
yay, that's perfect.
People who needed help and were in the same boat as me and were like, where do I get a pregnancy test? And just people who needed my help, and they felt safe to come to me. And that's my biggest purpose of sharing my story, is because I want people to know that they're not alone, first off, and that they can have someone, a safe place to chat about their issue, chat about them being pregnant and being in high school. And that it really has just, with my reel hitting 1 million views, it's finally like I've seen a ton of girls reach out to me about my same situation. And I've been able to give them my wisdom of just going through that myself,
Yeah.
And just, I think to when I first found out I was pregnant, and I wish I would have had an Indee on social media to go look at and be, okay, there's hope for me. Like,
absolutely.
I can do it. Yeah. And so that's my purpose for sharing, for sure.
For sure. That's a great purpose for sharing. I think that's amazing. There's 2 of your reels that have really caught my attention. There was the one, obviously, I actually thought it was Miley Cyrus singing, and then I realized it wasn't, but I was like, wait, Miley Cyrus sang a song that thoughtful? Nah. Not at all. But then I heard it. I've watched your reel. That the main one, I think the one that's hit 1 million is the one. For those who don't know, I will link it below. But that's one hell of a choice to make. Yeah, that's a great one. But then you have this other one. It's really funny. I understood the assignment. I understood the assignment. Oh my God, that's awesome. Like she's doing great. Yeah.
Oh, your stuff.
I know I like what your message is about, and I think we can very easily get caught up in the whole 16 and pregnant mentality that, and even then, like those girls, I shouldn't even use that as an example, but basically we know that there are 15, 16, 14-year-olds having sex and doing it in a way that is understandably toxic and not good for them, and they are being promiscuous, but you were with someone and you're still with him, and it's, your story is more wholesome than other stories that are, like how many abortions have 15, 16, 17-year-olds had, and they won't admit that they're being selfish despite the fact that they are, and you could just give it up for adoption or give it to a family member that can't have babies, and so your story really, really did, I don't know why it resonated with me so much, because it's not like I've ever gone through that. I've waited a long time, and I will wait more until I meet whoever he's supposed to be. But so anyway, that was just me giving you a compliment. But in terms of the products, what do you offer? Like, is it for pimples? Is it for cleansing? Like, what kind of products are you backing here?
Oh yeah, so we have hair care, skincare, and wellness products. Non-toxic, customizable. So basically, I help people every day with like postpartum hair loss or super over-processed damaged hair or blackheads. Just specific products.
I get them all here.
But specific products that fit your hair type. So it's been really cool to see like just the confidence change, or like honestly my favorite part about this business is I am a mentor to over 150 girls this
Ooh,
past.
how do you find that time?
Yeah, so I just get to meet new girls and share the opportunity with them. And it's nice because I'm in charge of my own schedule as a mom. Every day looks different. So I'm in charge of my own schedule, but I'm also making an extra income for my household. Two is always better than one, you know? And so, yeah, I help people with specific problems that they're having, which is so awesome to see them not have to deal with that anymore. Like, I kid you not, I had like the biggest bald spots right here from postpartum.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Yeah. And now it's all grown back.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
It's down to here now. If you can see, it's growing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I personally have experience with it, and then I get to help others. Just like my teen mom story, I throw postpartum hair loss in there because a lot of people struggle with that.
And no one talks about that out loud. No one admits that out loud. Very few people admit that kind of stuff. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's openly talked about on my social media. And then, yeah, just the opportunity. I love it. It's helped my confidence. It's helped I've always been like a leadership type business person.
You're the alpha female.
Yes, right. I'll admit it. Just kidding. But it's brought that out in me that I haven't had since sports. And it's kind of gave me a purpose as a mom as well. Like, I'm not just a mom and a wife. I can be a mentor, I can be a leader, and I can just be Indee without having the mom and wife responsibilities. So yeah, I just launched in Australia. You guys can reach out to me on anything you put on here, my Instagram or whatever.
I'll definitely be putting your Instagram up. Yeah, that's so good. And how did these people stumble across you? Or how did you stumble across them to be able to be launching this product?
Yeah, so one of my high school friends was doing it, and during the time I was home, sitting on the couch, holding my baby every day, just surviving. I was surviving. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I need to look into this for my hair. So I tried out the products for my postpartum hair loss, saw great results. And then I was like, I need something to do. Like, I'm a mom, but I want to be more. I want to be more for myself. Sure. And a lot of moms will be able to resonate with this because you kind of get lost in your life. You're everybody's something, right? You're the laundry. People need their laundry done. Your baby needs fed. You need to clean up your mess that you made earlier, right? You always have tasks for others, which I love. I love serving as a mom and a wife, but it's just the fact that I come in my office and it's just like me, and I'm like growing personal development, and it's just made me so much stronger as a person. But yeah, I just messaged someone on Instagram who was doing the same thing. And it's cool because I'll be your actual mentor. So I signed up under someone and they helped me through the first bit, and then I learned myself, and now I teach hundreds of people to do it too. So
that's really good. It sounds like an MLM. Do you know what that is?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. Those, not that I meant to bring that up, that sometimes has negative connotations.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Which
for some people.
Sure, bring it up.
That's what I do.
Yeah. It can be a negative thing, and I think it's super important to do your research, obviously.
Absolutely.
Don't start something you don't want to. And like, no facts. For me, it was I saw other people doing it, and I was like, why can she do it and not me? You know? Mm-hmm. And I also saw that I started, and a weekend I was making money. It wasn't a scam. I was making money, and I won't
exactly. As long as it's not a scam, that's
what I was making. But I was like, this is worth it. That was easy. I can.
But it worked for you. The bald spot's gone.
I don't think it didn't just work for me. I think that the company I joined is Monat, MONAT, and the compensation plan it has written up is one of the best I've ever seen. And it's It is an MLM, but it's set up to make us all win. Not just the very top 2 people are making $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. This isn't Tyra Banks's fake
exactly.
MLM that she takes all the money and then it's actual there are varying degrees for this. There's definitely reasons to hate MLMs and there's definitely reasons to not.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually headed on my 3rd free trip with the company tomorrow.
Nice.
So I've had such great experience and I just love to share it because it really has changed my life. I get to travel for free. I get paid
so good
monthly to help my family and I get to have something for me. So
and regarding your family situation, do you and your husband live in your own home, or are you living like with a grandparent or with a parent or something?
Yeah, so we live in our own home. My husband is going to school in farming right now. So he has farmed.
That's a good idea. That's actually very smart to do farming.
Yeah. Farming is awesome. His family, his grandpa started farming and then his dad farms. And so now Braden is helping out.
It's in the blood.
Yep. It's definitely they've built it up high and Braden loves to help out. So he farms and then we have our little farmhouse here. Teeny small town in Idaho, and we did live with Braden's parents while I was pregnant for a while. Up senior year, and then we renovated this house and moved in. We love it. So yeah, we do live together, and then in our own home with Lake. So
that's cool. And how'd you come up with the name Lake?
Honestly, I always say this. I'm like, I should come up with a better thing. How I found this name, but
that's all right. Just be honest. If it's just I saw a lake one day and I thought cool.
Kind of. There's a few stories. So honestly, I think we threw it around. I think we saw like a similar name on Google, and then I was like, what about this instead? And it was Lake, and then the Lakers, Los Angeles. Braden loves them, so we were like, his nickname will be Lakers. That's perfect.
That's awesome.
My little sister thinks she told me that she liked that name a few years ago, and that's why it popped into my head.
Oh, maybe she planted the seed and you just don't remember, and it was subliminal.
But yeah, so there's that.
Oh, that's cool. And does he have a middle name?
Yeah, it's Richard. So Braden's grandpa name is Richard, and he just loved us, helped us out a ton, gave us a good job here on the farm. And so we were like, we want to name him after him. So
was he touched?
Yes, he was. He loves it.
Yeah. And does he have a relationship with your son, like a great granddad? Yeah.
Yes.
That's so cute. Well, this kid's gonna have way too many grandparents.
I know. He's spoiled. Like, we need more kids coming from somewhere else.
I reckon. Well, your eldest sister might be next, possibly.
Maybe. I know.
And does Braden have siblings?
Yep, he has.
Oh, older sister, I know, but like, does he have more?
Older sister, a twin brother, and then 2 younger siblings.
Oh wow! You pulled him away from his twin brother.
We don't need to talk about that.
Okay, then let's not. But like, does he still hang out with his bro? Does he still like? You guys haven't lost yourselves. I would say this is what I'm guessing. You amend this statement. You haven't lost yourselves in having a baby and a family. You found yourselves. You found a new purpose. But old relationships with family and friends, you know, he's still allowed to go out to a card game with friends and brothers, right? Like that hasn't stopped, has it?
No, not at all. He had a ton of great relationships in high school. Me, on the other hand, I feel like I have a few
girls experience more hate.
Yes, and I do have some of the best friends from high school still.
Good.
Seriously, 2 of them. But Braden's still
quality.
Yeah, right. Quality over quantity. But yeah, we still have great friends. Braden hangs out with everyone from high school, all of his really good friends. So yeah, still great relationships there, which we're thankful for. We definitely found out who our real friends are as well.
I've been there, my friend.
I'll honestly say, like, we had great support, and it was awesome. I know that there was a ton of hate that I couldn't hear, but we had great support as far as friends go. So
Yeah. Well, the best revenge, not that you're looking for it, but they always say is to be a success and just
exactly.
to pay them no mind. I'm certainly in that category of having acquired much hate and realizing who my true friends from high school, because I'm in my 30s, are. And I still have friends from high school, so I know who my truest friends are. And for my part, it's literally because I have differing opinions to them politically, and if that's enough to separate friendship, then okay, see ya.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. Yeah, what? Because I'm pro-life and you're pro-choice. What is it? Is it because I think this way and you think another way? All right, see ya. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm happy to embrace people and love them, and but if they feel the opposite way or that it's too different, I can't force them to be my friends, and you can't either. All we can do is like hope that they come back to us, and if they don't, okay, well then I'm with better people. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I love that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's pretty much that's pretty much most what I wanted to talk with you. I hope you enjoyed this discussion, and
Fun. I hope it
yeah,
touches others as well.
I hope so too. It's been a joy to talk to you today, and I will let you know when the video is out officially. But thank you so much for telling me your story. It's a beautiful one, and it's an inspirational one. I believe.
Thank you. I'm so happy you reached out too. I'm so glad we did this. So, and it was great to meet you.
Well, likewise, for sure. Well, guys, just this is Indee Larsen. I will be adding her details in the description box below. Can you hear the soaring happening in the background?
Yeah.
Sorry. I told them
It's
I
fun.
was there. I live in a granny flat, and so I told them that I was doing an interview. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it, it was a joy having you, and I will keep in touch.
Yes, please do.
I will. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
see you later.
Bye.